In terms of martial arts, karate is the biggest sport in the world. Everyone practices karate. But when it comes to network TV and it being a popular sport, there's some gap where it falls.
Karate Combat is a full-contact karate league which brings karate back and makes karate cool again.
I think it creates a whole new genre of entertainment.
In Olympic karate, it's a point fighting league. What we do is continuous full contact fighting. It's 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And obviously, if you knock out your opponent, you don't lose, you win. Originally, we shot around the globe.
The coolest show that we did was the 102nd floor of the World Trade Center. After that one, there was a little bit of a turning point where doing this consistently is extremely difficult. It's hard logistically. We would have to build out our staff a lot more. I think we started to change our minds and change our thinking of what the better solution is. Originally, we always thought that a virtual production would be the best fit for us.
So when we created the league, we just spent a lot of time talking to our fans. We showed them everything you can imagine under the sun. We showed them combinations where, the fighters had virtual effects on them. We tried everything out there, and believe it or not, having the event in a fully virtual environment, focus group the best, the younger generation actually prefers that versus the fight that we hosted on top of the World Trade Center. So once we saw how it resonated, we said, look, this is something, we have to be able to build. And there's a lot we had to do to adopt that to a live environment. The biggest pieces are camera tracking. We need to know what direction, the orientation of all of our cameras at once. The other major piece is obviously having a real-time rendering engine.
The first 3 episodes, we used the Unreal Engine as previs, and we realized how good it was. We're like, this thing really works. Now, from a director standpoint and producer standpoint, it tremendously helps having, real-time backgrounds built out in super high quality with real fighters that are actually fighting.
While we're shooting, we can see with the previews, we can see what we're gonna see after post-production.
And with the Unreal Engine being the clear leader in the field, we needed a VFX house that was familiar with that. And we ended up going with Real FX because we thought they were clearly ahead of the competition.
They are the ones building the environment, and once we have the footage of the fights, then next day it goes to their studios and they're putting the backgrounds on the fights.
That's right, that's the Bars Root. My name's Layla and this is Josh Palmer.
The first episode we had Scrap Punk, which was like a Mad Max scene, and then we had Neo Tokyo. And Neo Tokyo is much more dynamic. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of detail necessary. So right now we're shooting Aurora Borealis, which is some type of ice world.
Our first season is on such an aggressive shooting schedule. We are shooting a number of events at once and then airing them a few weeks later. And during that time, we can add extra sponsors and we can make changes. So that's sort of what we're doing as our training environment up until we go live, which we plan to happen sometime next year.
When we were beginning to think about this, we were just thinking, all right, what's the most efficient way to do this? And then we realized, well, wait a second, this is actually what will make us extremely different.
So I think we're an early test of the future of, a live sporting event. Seeing what we see here, I can't imagine the rest of the industry not making similar changes over the next 5 years.